Welcome to this week's edition of the Pioneer Coaches Show presented by GoMart. Go for good times, go for GoMart. With me now, I have head men's basketball coach Bob Bolen. Coach, thanks for being here today.
Thank you, Jagger. Great to be here.
All right, Coach. Last week you only had one game, but it was a big win against Salem, 97-67. Don Cullen Lewis had 20. He had four others in double figures. Masingo had a near double-double, and Samir Kinsler stuffed the stat sheet. Just your thoughts on the win.
Well, I thought it was a great team effort. About 5 minutes ago in the first half, we were down, and I think we went on a 43-7 run, and we just really it started with us getting stops defensively, and then we were able to convert and get a few easy buckets, and then those threes started falling, and it was by far our best game of the season.
And how important was it to get a win after losing the way you did at Seton Hill, too?
Oh, very important. It's hard to come to practice 2 days later when you get beat with a 70-foot shot, but the guys were able to shake it off and really played well against Salem.
And then now coming into this week, you got two games. You'll start out at Fairmont on Wednesday. They're 7-0, 4-0 in the Mountain East Conference. What have you seen out of them so far?
Yeah, Fairmont's really good. I mean, they're good defensively, offensively. All five guys can face the basket. All five guys can score. Yeah, they're very well coached, and there's a reason they're at the top of the MEC right now. And, I mean, they're a really good basketball team, but we think we have a good basketball team here at Glenville also.
Well, Coach, you'll finish out the week at Frostburg State on Sunday, but thanks for coming on today, and good luck this week.
Thank you, Jagger.
Welcome back to this week's edition of the Pioneer Coaches Show presented by GoMart. With me now, I have indoor track and field coach Dan Meyers. Coach, thanks for being here today.
Jagger, thanks for having me.
All right, Coach, past weekend you were at the Marshall Opener in Huntington. You had three new school records. 9 Pioneers entered the all-time list, and then a lot of new PRs. Just your overall thoughts on how the meet went.
Yeah, I thought it was a great opener. I think it's the most well-balanced team we've had in a few years. It was awesome to see some performances amongst all the event groups, and I thought the team energy was really good. I thought the team support from event to event was very good. It was a late night there, and just really blessed that we had the opportunity, and a big shout-out to Coach Bolen and Coach Andrea for the invite to the meet, it was just cool to square off with Marshall, and they didn't have their full team competing, but most of it, and I think it was a good environment for our team for their first meet, and obviously being able to compete in our conference facility, our conference meet facility was huge. So overall, I'm very happy and very excited to keep this thing rolling.
And now that you won't be competing until January 18th at the Muskie meet, what will the next about 4 to 6 weeks look like for your team?
Yeah, the group gets a longer Christmas break. It's going to be really, really crucial that they stay on top of it, stay on top of their finals this week, and stay on top of training. I think the sprint group's in a great spot. I think the throws group's in a great spot. We had some good attempts in the jumps as well throughout the weekend. Distance will take about 8 to 10 days off. They're on their break now. They've been working hard since June, so giving them some time down before we ramp up base training for the winter. So, next 4 weeks are going to be crucial, regardless if it's recovery or just keeping working towards the next goal. So, like I told the team on Friday, I said, look to your left, look to your right, and your goal is to see that teammate to your left, your right here in February. The more people we can qualify for the conference meet, the better success that we're going to have. So that's the main goal, making sure to stay sharp through December, most important training month of the year.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you coming on today, and we'll talk to you here in a few weeks.
All right, thanks, Jagger.
This fall, GoMart's got your chance to kick your tailgating game up a notch. Now through the end of October, enter GoMart's Get in the Game contest for your chance to win the ultimate tailgate package. Win a $200 GoMart gift card, tailgating supplies, a pop-up tent, a portable grill, and a cooler. It's everything you need to pregame for your favorite team. To be entered to win, head to your local GoMart and scan the QR code in-store. Visit the GoMart app or GoMart.com to learn more.
Welcome back to this week's edition of the Pioneer Coaches Show presented by GoMart. With me now, I have head women's basketball coach Emily Stoller. Coach, thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me on.
All right, Coach, last week you went 2-0, started out the week against Pitt Johnstown on Monday, won 87-49. Tanisha Bunting continued her hot streak, 21 points, a kickbow, another double-double, and you turned them over 44 times. Just your thoughts on the win?
Yeah, I think, heading into the game, if we look back to the schedule last year, of course, a different roster of girls, but, we owed them one. They got us at their place last year by a pretty decent amount. When we were on our winning streak there early, and so we owed them one at our home place. And I think the girls are starting to come together there. We're starting to learn the defense and get into the hang of what we're looking for here at Glenville State in the aspect of defensive basketball, creating our offensive possessions. So happy with the week, starting with UPJ, and we continued that with Salem.
Yeah, and you mentioned that with Salem. You beat them 120-51. You had 5 in double figures. You had 32 assists as a team. Turned them over 51 times, which is now a season high. Your thoughts on that win as well?
Yeah, I think you go back to UPJ and then couple that with Salem. We're talking 100, near 100 turnovers forced for the week. That's pretty good basketball for me. Like I said, we're a defensively motivated offense. So when you see those numbers and in those categories at that rate, that makes you excited as a coach moving forward.
And then with the Kids Day, you had over 1,400 kids, 13 schools. You mentioned it last week. You got to do it as a player, but now as a coach. What was that like just for you, like I said, as a coach, and then for your girls to experience that as well?
Yeah, I think, there's nothing like a Kids Day game in Glenville, West Virginia. I'm on a different type of, level here, now as the head coach, and getting to see them, live that out as players, and them going through the bleachers and high-fiving all the kids. And I just know how much that means to people from this community and the surrounding communities. So I'm just very, very proud of the girls and how they handled Kids Day, and I know that it went a very long way. And I think the score showed that the energy in the crowd, it very well was worth the 30 or 40 points for us on that day on Wednesday. So I'm very happy with the day. It makes me excited as a coach, to see that in my athletes, and I think they handled the day very well.
And now looking into this week, it's a big week. You got Fairmont State and Frostburg. You start off on Wednesday at Fairmont. They're 7-2, 3-1 coming in, and they just beat West Virginia State and UC this past week. What have you seen out of them so far?
Yeah, so real experienced team, the most highly experienced team in the conference, if not the country. They've got a lot of girls on their 5th year. They play very well together. I was able to coach alongside Coach Steph and Coach Mickey Glenn. So I was able to see a little bit of that the inside game with them, and just how they relate to each other as players. I think they play very, very good basketball. They know each other's strengths and they know each other's weaknesses. And set skill aside, that's a really, really, really hard thing to beat. In college basketball when you have that much experience on the floor together at one time. So it'll definitely be a tough matchup and a tough game. I'm excited going into it. I think that we're exactly where we need to be in regards to the numbers that we're putting up right now. And like I said, going back to that defensively motivated offense, that's kind of been our mindset here moving forward throughout the week.
And we usually don't talk about the teams you're going to play later in the week, but I did want to talk to you about Frostburg State. They feature one of the best, if not the best, player in D2, and Emily Weekly. Leads the country in scoring right now at nearly 30 a clip. What's it like preparing for a player like that when you do start looking at them?
Yeah, so we take it one game at a time here, so we don't overlook any opponents on the schedule. But she's very, very good basketball player. She just knows how to go and get a bucket, and that can be hard to stop, and especially at this level. She's gonna get hers. And that's the thought process going into that game. I think. Our mindset has to be, how are we going to limit her, and in what ways can we limit a type of player like that? So we'll definitely be, working with our matchups and what we can use with what we have on our roster, heading into that game and looking deeper into the week.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you coming on today, and good luck this week.
Thank you so much.